After dinner, I joined my husband, Lord Crewe and Sir Edward Grey, in the cabinet room. The night was hot. The windows were all open. We sat without speaking and listened to the distant sound of thousands and thousands of people singing and cheering outside the railings of Buckingham Palace. Other members of the cabinet came into the room. We sat in silence. A clock on the mantelpiece ticked out the hours. Then Big Ben struck. The crowd outside seemed to be singing and cheering everywhere. But inside the cabinet room it was silent as dawn. I left to go to bed. No reply from Germany. We were at war.
Good evening, people. The skies are full of sausage, shrimp, Napoleon, yippee. Then Winston broke his promise. It was made in Germany. He shook hands with Britannia, and eternal peace he swore. The naughty boy, he spoke of peace while he prepared for war. Then he stirred a little Serbia to serve his dirty trick. But dirty night at Liège might upset his dirty dick. His luggage labeled England, his program nicely set. He shouted first stop Paris, but he hasn't got there yet. It was Belgium up the kibosh on the Kaiser. Europe dropped the cane and made him sore. And on his throne it hurts to sit. And when John Bull starts to hit, he may never sit upon it anymore. But Belgium put the kibosh on the Kaiser. Europe dropped the cane and made him sore. And now he's landed in the woods. We won't buy his German goods, and we'll never taste his lager anymore. Rule Britannia! Kaiser ought to go to school and learn his geography. He quite forgot our colonies and our hands across the sea. He'll find we hold 4 acres that will feed his game at nap. Why, he didn't notice England is the smallest on the map. While passing argument to make the Kaiser, I'll be gone. But he didn't know the Irish, though he may do later on. And though the Kaiser made the war, excuse him for the crime. His lunatic sentence were not with him at the time. Belgium put the kibosh on the Kaiser. Europe dropped the cane and made him sore. And we'll soon shout out with joy, hold your hand out, naughty boy. You must never play at soldiers anymore. But Belgium put the kibosh on the Kaiser. Europe dropped the cane and made him sore. And we'll make the German band play the tune we understand. Rule Britannia rules the waves forevermore. That's a British one.
Dass wir mit verschränkten Armen zusehen, wie unsere Feinde sich zu tückischem Überfall rüsten. Man will nicht dulden, dass wir in entschlossener Treue zu unserem Bundesgenossen stehen, der um sein Ansehen als Großmacht kämpft und mit dessen Erniedrigung auch unsere Macht und Ehre verloren ist. Es muss denn das Schwert nun entscheiden. Mitten im Frieden überfällt uns der Feind. Darum auf zu den Waffen. Jedes Schwanken, jedes Zögern wäre Verrat am Vaterlande. Um Sein oder Nichtsein unseres Reiches handelt es sich, dass unsere Väter sich neu gründeten. Um Sein oder Nichtsein deutscher Macht und deutschen Wesens. Wir werden uns wehren bis zum letzten Hauch von Mann und Ross. Und wir werden diesen Kampf bestehen, auch gegen eine Welt von Feinden. Noch nie war Deutschland überwunden, wenn es einig war. Vorwärts mit Gott, der mit uns sein wird, wie er mit den Vätern war.
Weil ihr im Siegerbrand erfüllte Vaterland ein Kaiser will. In des Thrones Land die hohe Fahne kann, die Blicke voll zu sein, ein Kaiser will. Nicht Ross, nicht Reisige, Sicker, nicht Heile, so Fürstenfeld. Liebe das Vaterland, liebe das freien Mann, Frieden den Herrschergrund, die Welt ist fair. Heiliges Flamme glüh und verlösche dich für Vaterland. Die Rolle stehen dann und sich für einen Mann kämpfen und bluten gern für Thron und Reich.
They tell me that you would like to hear something of what our boys are doing at the front. And although I'm only a youngster, as soldiers go, I've seen about as much fighting as is good for any man. And I think there's still a bit of fight left in me yet, if I get the chance to go out again. I was already in the army when the war broke out, and went to France on August 13th, 1914, 9 days after the declaration of war. The first big scrap we had was at Mons, at 12 o'clock Sunday noon. You people over here don't realize what our boys went through in those days. That march from Mons was a nightmare.
Up to mighty London came an Irishman one day. As the streets are paved with gold, sure everyone was gay, singing songs of Piccadilly, Strand and Leicester Square, till Paddy got excited, then he shouted to them there, it's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go, it's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. Goodbye, Piccadilly, farewell, Leicester Square. It's a long, long way to Tipperary, but my heart's right there. Paddy wrote a letter to his Irish Malio, saying, should you not receive it, write and let me know. If I make mistakes in spelling Molly dear, said he, remember it's the pen that's bad, don't lay the blame on me. It's a long way to Tipperary, it's a long way to go. It's a long way to Tipperary, to the sweetest girl I know. long way to Tipperary, but my heart was right there.
Well, for a spell, it was so quiet you could hear your hair grow. Finally, Hank Weaver said, "Now there is them Belgians. Everybody is doing something for them. Of course, I guess maybe the Germans did get to fighting the aliens over on their ground, and they probably knocked down a lot of their corn fodder and mussed up their medder fields some. And one time I was going to speak right out in meeting and say what I thought about it. But after the president's proclamation, I made up my mind I was going to be mutual, but our women folks ain't. Here I am going around with my pants held up with a 10-penny nail and a clothespin and a flag of truce fluttering from the rear while my wife and gals is sewing for Belgians. Gosh, I wish I was a Belgian.
I've been blue for many years, my life's been full of tears, ever since I took the marriage vow. Why, I've been henpecked every day since I gave my life away. Oh, but things are different to me now. My wifey went to Europe for some gowns. She took away my sorrows and my frown. I'm glad my wife's in Europe, 'cause she can't get back, while I'm eating lamb with peas. She eats beans with the refugees. The only way she can reach me is to swim across the sea. I'm sorry that there must be war. Don't know what they're fighting for, but I know my wife's in Europe and she can't get back to me. Each day she sends me cables from far across the sea. Wants to come back on the fastest line. I've picked out the German Lloyd. Now I'll make her ticket boy, 'cause the captain is a friend of mine. She says her jewels and baggage are in pawn. I even hope her thoughts of me are gone. I'm glad my wife's in Europe, 'cause she can't get back with her life. She takes a chance. I'm here learning a brand new dance. I used to love her dearly. Now I love my liberty. While she's fleeing into Spain, I'm out late and raising Cain. And I'm glad my wife's in Europe, 'cause she can't get back to me. I'm glad my wife's in Europe, 'cause she can't get back, while I'm eating lamb with peas. She eats beans with the refugees. The only way she can reach me is to swim across the sea. And if she goes to London town, I hope London Bridge burns down. I'm glad my wife's in Europe, 'cause she can't get back to me.
Begleite das Wirken des österreichischen Militärwitwen- und Waisenfonds mit meinen herzlichsten Wünschen. Möge seinen edlen Bestrebungen zum Wohle der Hinterbliebenen meiner braven Krieger voller Erfolg beschieden werden.
Battles raging, all my sympathies engaging. My mother comes from sunny France, my daddy make up my mind I can't, for in my heart the triple intent that beats for one and beats for all, feel my poor head the world over the fatherland, the motherland, and the land of my best girl. By day and by night, all the Allies rage their fight. 'Gainst my heart their forces sending, General Armistice fought defending. On one side waved red, white, and blue, on one red, white, and black, and yet another side displays the proud old Union Jack. There's the fatherland, the motherland, and the land of my best girl. They're all calling me, and I love the three, but make up my mind I can't, for in my heart the triple intent that beats for one and beats for all, feel my poor head the world over the fatherland, the motherland, and the land of my best girl.
Défense du fort de Vaux en 1916. C'est le plus petit des forts de Verdun. Depuis le mois de mars, il est en première ligne, en saillant, au centre d'un 3/4 de cercle de batteries ennemies. Il a résisté à tout. Le 1er juin, 24 régiments allemands se précipitent sur les positions du fort de Vaux, appuyés par une artillerie formidable qui met en action ses plus gros calibres. Et au centre de l'ouragan, 300 hommes dans un fort désarmé de ses canons, à moitié écrasés, mais 300 hommes au cœur vaillant, arrêtent leurs assaillants innombrables à coups de grenade, à coups de fusil et de mitrailleuses. En vain, l'ennemi prend pied sur le dessus du fort et y installe sa mitrailleuse. En vain, il s'empare des 2 brèches principales. En vain, ces vagues d'assaut se succèdent sans répit. Ce n'est pas assez. Les assiégés se défendent dans l'intérieur du fort, et pendant 7 jours et 7 nuits, malgré les flammes invertères, les gaz, les explosions qui font sauter nos barrages, malgré tout, nos poilus sont toujours là, disputant le terrain pied à pied dans une lutte invraisemblable, le long des couloirs obscurs qui conduisent à la grande casemate, centre de la résistance. Et chaque jour, par pigeon et ensuite par l'optique, la France reçoit des défenseurs de Vaux ce message confiant et résolu: nous tenons toujours. Le 7e jour enfin, alors que le dernier quart d'eau à odeur de cadavre a été bu depuis longtemps, que tout espoir de secours doit être abandonné, que les survivants sont terrassés par la fatigue et par la soif, alors seulement l'Allemand est enfin maître du fort de Vaux.
them, it'll stop all wars. When you can't agree with your neighbor, you move away. Or with your wife, she either shoots you or moves away from you. Now that's my plan. Move nations away from each other. Take France, Germany. They can't agree. I'll take France and trade places with Japan. Let Japan live there by Germany. And if those two want to fight, why, let them fight. Who cares? We'd run excursions to war like that.
We are fighting Germany because she sought to terrorize us and then to fool us. We could not believe that Germany would do what she said she would do upon the seas. Yet we still hear the piteous cries of children coming out of the sea where the Lusitania went down. And Germany has never asked forgiveness of the world. We saw the Sussex sunk crowded with the sons and daughters of neutral nations. We saw ship after ship sent to the bottom, ships of mercy bound out of America for the Belgians starving, ships carrying the Red Cross and laden with the wounded of all nations, ships carrying food and clothing to friendly, harmless, terrorized people, ships flying the stars and stripes, sent to the bottom hundreds of miles from shore, manned by American seamen, murdered against all law without warning. We are fighting Germany because while we were yet her friends, the only great power that still held hands off, she sent the Zimmerman note calling to her aid Mexico, our southern neighbor, and hoping to lure Japan, our western neighbor, into war against this nation of peace. The nation that would do these things proclaims the gospel that government has no conscience. And this doctrine cannot live, or else democracy must die. For the nations of the world must keep faith. There can be no living for us in a world where the state has no conscience, no reverence for the things of the Spirit, no respect for international law, no mercy for those who fall before its force.
Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Take it on the run, on the run, on the run. Hear them calling you and me, every son of liberty. Hurry right away, no delay, go today. Make your daddy glad to have had such a lad. Tell your sweetheart not to time to be proud, her boys in line. Over there, over there, over there, over there. Send the word over there. That the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are coming. The drums are coming everywhere, everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer. Send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there. Johnny, get your gun, get your gun, get your gun. Johnny, to the Hun, you're a son of a gun. Hoist the flag and let her fly. Yankee, do or die. Pack your little kit, show your grit, do your bit. Yankee to the ranks, from the towns and the tanks. Make your mother proud of you, and the old red, white, and blue. Over there, over there. Send the word over there. As the Yanks are coming, the Yanks are coming. The drums coming everywhere. So prepare, say a prayer. Send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there. So prepare, say a prayer, send the word to beware. We'll be over, we're coming over, and we won't come back till it's over there.
He's not one of ours or one of theirs.
What's the matter? Are you hurt?
No, but they've upset me tea and cake. Oh, gee, I wish I was out of this. Won't you take me back again? Take me away from Belgium where it rain. I thought I saw some climate when I lived on Salisbury Plain. But here, oh my, I think I'll die of water on the brain.
Hey, here comes the mail, Corporal. Gee, I hope I get a letter. Yes, sir, I'm him. Mail for me?
What's the matter with you, Harry?
I'm thinking of my old hometown and the people who are there. Thinking of the table where they keep my empty chair. Thinking of the old main street and the scene I knew of yore. And I'm longing, gee, I'm longing to get back home once more. There's the girl I said farewell to when the troop train pulled away. I can see her bravely smiling, but a tear she could not stay fell upon my hand in parting, and it burned an imprint there of a love that always waits for me, no matter how I fare. And I'm lonesome, gee, I'm lonesome in the stillness of the night, in the quiet of the trenches or in the turmoil of the fight. I can see as in a vision all the dear old scenes of yore, and I'm longing, gee, I'm longing to get back home once more.
The other day I chanced to meet a soldier friend of mine. He'd been in camp for several weeks and he was feeling fine. His muscles had developed and his cheeks were rosy red. I asked him how he liked the life and this is what he said. Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, how I'd love to remain in bed. For the hardest blow of all is to hear the bugler call. You've got to get up, you've got to get up, you've got to get up this morning. Someday I'm going to murder the bugler. Someday they're going to find him dead. I'll amputate his reveille and step upon it heavily and spend the rest of my life in bed. A bugler in the army is the luckiest of men. He wakes the boys at 5 and then goes back to bed again. He doesn't have to blow again until the afternoon. If everything goes well with me, I'll be a bugler soon. Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, how I'd love to remain in bed. For the hardest blow of all is to hear the bugler call. You've got to get up, you've got to get up, you've got to get up this morning. Oh boy, the minute the battle is over. Oh boy, the minute the foe is dead. I'll put my uniform away and move to Philadelphia and spend the rest of my life in bed. Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, how I'd love to remain in bed. For the hardest blow of all is to hear the bugler call. You've got to get up, you've got to get up, you've got to get up this morning. Someday they're going to murder the bugler. Someday they're going to find him dead. But first I'll get the other pup, the guy who wakes the bugler up, and spend the rest of my life in bed.
The fighting and the concrete issues of the war are so removed from our country that not all of our citizens have a full understanding of the principles of autocratic force which the Central Powers desire to substitute for the real principles of freedom. In addition to the fundamental principles at issue, labor has a further interest in the war.
This war is a people's war, labor's war. The final outcome will be determined in the factories, the mills, the shops, the mines, the farms, the industries, and the transportation agencies of the various countries. The workers have a part in this war, equal with the soldiers and sailors on the ships and in the trenches.
Plank, a husky Yank, came into town one day and said, I can't resist, I really must enlist. By heck, I'll help to get that Kaiser bill I hear so much about. He passed the test, put out his chest, and started in to shout, it's a long way to Berlin, but we'll get there. Uncle Sam will show the way. Over the lines and across the Rhine, shouting hip hip hooray. We'll sing Yankee Doodle under the linden with some real life Yankee pep. Pep! It's a long way to Berlin, but we'll get there, and I'm on my way, by heck, by heck. Reuben Plank was in the ranks for just a little while, then he soon went ahead. He's Corporal Plank instead. By heck, he gets his squad together, and at night when all is still, they sing the chorus, Reuben rode to Mr. Kaiser Bill. It's a long way to Berlin, but we'll get there. Uncle Sam will show the way. Over the lines and across the Rhine, shouting hip hip hooray. We'll sing Yankee Doodle under the linden with some real live Yankee pep. Pep! It's a long way to Berlin, but we'll get there, and I'm on my way, by heck, by heck. Sing Yankee Doodle under the linden with some real live Yankee pep. Pep! And I'm on my way, by heck, by heck.
3,000 miles from home, an American army is fighting for you. Everything you hold worthwhile is at stake. Only the hardest blows can win against the enemy we are fighting. Invoking the spirit of our forefathers, the Army asks your unflinching support to the end that the high ideals for which America stands may endure upon the earth.
What's the time? 9, all in line. All right, boys, now take it slow. Are you ready? Eddie, very good, Eddie. Over the top, let's go. Quiet, quiet, else it's caught a riot. Keep your proper distance, follow along. Cover, mother, and when you see me hover, obey my orders and you won't go wrong. There's a minute buffer coming, look out. Hear that roar, there's one more. Stand fast, for there's a very light. Don't gasp for to find you all right. Don't start the bombing with those hand grenades. There's a machine gun, a holy spade. Alert, gas, put on your mask. Adjust it correctly and hurry up fast. Drop, there's a rocket for the bike barrage. Down, hug the ground, close you can, don't stand. Creep and crawl, follow me, that's all. What do you hear? Nothing fear, don't fear, all clear. That's the life of a stroll when you take a patrol. Out in no man's land, ain't it grand? Out in no man's land. There's a million purpose coming, look out! Hear that roar, there's one more, and fast as the very light. Don't gasp for to find you all right. Don't start the bombing with those hand grenades. There's a machine gun, holy space. Alert, gas, put on your mask. Adjust it correctly and hurry up fast. Drop, there's a rocket for the Bosch barrage. Down, hug the ground close you can, don't stand. Creep and crawl, follow me, that's all. Now, boys, go do it! Hey! Get the bloody boys, get them, stick them, get the bayonets on, ram it on. What do you hear? Nothing near, don't fear, all clear. That's the life of a stroll when you take a patrol. Out in no man's land, ain't it grand? Out in no man's land.
We have got a tremendous task before us, rushing upon us with all the speed of crisis. We have won the war. We have won it in a manner almost stunning by its signal, complete, and overwhelming character. But before we can really rejoice, we must clean up the battlefield. Our industries have been turned upside down in the need of supplying our victorious armies. They have got to be put straight. More than that, if the present wage levels and keen demand for employment are to be maintained, they have got to expand in size and greatly develop in efficiency. 3 million of our men are spread all over the world. They are everywhere conquerors. Better than that, they are everywhere liberators and rescuers. We want them home. We want their own children to greet them. Just conceive what a task we have before us. We have won the great war. Let us win the great peace.
Hello, Central, hello, hurry, give me 403. Hello, Mary, hello, dearie, yes, yes, this is me. Just landed at the pier and found the telephone. We've been parted for a year, thank God at last I'm home. Haven't time to talk a lot, though I'm feeling mighty gay. Little sweet forget-me-not, I've only time to say, all of no man's land is ours, dear. Now I have come back home to you, honey true. Wedding bells in Junie, June, all will tell by the Junie tune that victory's won, the war is over, the whole wide world is wreathed in clover, and hand in hand we'll stroll through life, dear. Just think how happy we will be. I mean we three. We'll pick a bungalow among the fragrant boughs, but I'll come back to you with the blooming flowers. All of no man's land is ours. All of no man's land is ours, dear. Now I have come back home to you, my honey true. Wedding bells in Junie, June, all will tell by the Junie tune that victory's won, the war is over, the whole wide world is wreathed in clover, and hand in hand we'll stroll through life, dear. Just think how happy we will be. I mean we three, we'll pick a bungalow among the fragrant boughs and spend a honeymoon with the blooming flowers. all of no man's land is ours.
At the best, it will take many months to bring home the men now overseas, and a still longer time to absorb into civil life this great army. During these days and weeks and months of comparative idleness, relaxation, inactivity, and waiting, they will need, as never since the day they entered the service, the friendship, inspiration, occupation, amusement, and strength which these organizations alone can provide. Do you want to see the flower of the manhood of this country, which has brought everlasting glory to our nation, neglected in the hour of its greatest need, and a prey to fierce temptation? Then withhold your contributions to this fund. Or do you want to see a chapter of moral victory and prowess as superb and as glorious as that of the victories of arms which have already been achieved, added to the annals of the history of this country, and high standards of morality maintained and perpetuated by our sons and brothers in the days to come? Then give of your abundance, give of your poverty, but give without stint to this great fund, which should be not less than $250 million.
To her angel eyes, dream of your dad, my little lad. Don't wake until the sun appears in the skies. I hate the sunshine, he said. It makes me get out of bed. Oh, how I wish I could sleep until my daddy comes home. Oh, Mama, why must we always be all alone? I miss him more every day. How can you ask me to play? You're always sighing and crying since he went away. Last night I heard Daddy call, but I was dreaming, that's all. He kissed me and he said, go to bed, my own. Oh, Mama, that's when I thought God made the nighttime too short. Oh, how I wish I could sleep until my daddy comes home.
boys made good in France. The word American has a new meaning in Europe. Our soldiers have made it mean courage, generosity, self-restraint, and modesty. We are proud of the North Americans who risked their lives for the liberty of the world. But we must not forget, and we must not permit demagogues to belittle the part played by our gallant allies. Their casualty lists tell the story. However proud we may be of our own achievements, let us remember always that the war could not have been won if the Belgians, the British, the French, and the Italians had not fought like bulldogs in the face of overwhelming odds. The Great War will live vividly in the minds of Americans for the next 100 years. I hope that when we do reverence to the memory of our brave boys who fell in France, we shall not forget their brothers in arms who wore the uniform of our allies. I believe that the national airs of France, Great Britain, Italy, and Belgium should for all time to come be as familiar to us as our own Star-Spangled Banner.
Now won't you listen, honey, while I say, how could you tell me that you're going away? Don't say that we must part. Don't break your baby's heart. You know I've loved you for these many years. Loved you night and day. Oh, honey, baby, can't you see my tears? Listen while I say, after you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying you feel blue, you feel sad, you miss the only pal you've ever had. There'll come a time, now don't forget it, there'll come a time when you'll regret it. Oh, babe, think what you're doing. You know my love for you will drive me to ruin. After you've gone, after you've gone away, away. After you've gone and left me crying, after you've gone, there's no denying you feel blue, you feel sad, you miss the only pal you've ever had. There'll come a time, now don't forget it, there'll come a time when you'll regret it. Oh, babe, think what you're doing. You know my love for you will drive me to ruin. After you've gone, after you've gone away, I said away.
America has many glories. The last one that she would wish to surrender is the glory of the men who have served her in war. While such devotion lives, the nation is secure. Whatever dangers may threaten from within or without, she can view them calmly. Turning to her veterans, she can say, these are our defenders. They are invincible. In them is our safety. After more than 5 years of the bitterest war in human experience, the last great stronghold of force, surrendering to the demands of America and her allies, agreed to cast aside the sword and live under the law. America decided that the path of the Mayflower should not be closed. She decided to sail the seas. She decided to sail not under an edict of Potsdam, cramped in narrow lanes, seeking safety in unarmed merchantmen painted in fantastic hues as the badge of an infinite servitude, but she decided to sail under the ancient Declaration of Independence, choosing her own course, maintaining security by the guns of her ships of the line, flying at the mast the stars and stripes, forever the emblem of a militant liberty. With peace has come prosperity. Burdens have been great, but the strength to bear them has been greater. The condition of those who toil is higher, better, more secure than in all the ages past. Out of the darkness of a great conflict has appeared the vision of a nearer, clearer than ever before, the life on earth, and less under the deadening restraint of force, more and more under the vitalizing influence of reason. Moral power has been triumphing over physical power. Education will tend to bring reason and experience of the past into the solution of the problems of the future. We must look to service and not selfishness, for service is the foundation of progress. The greatest lesson that we have to learn is to seek ever the public welfare, to build up, to maintain our American heritage.
I was strolling down one evening by the silvery moon. I could hear somebody singing a familiar tune. So I stopped a while to listen. Not a word I wanted to miss. It was just somebody serenading, something like this. Mandy, there's a minister handy, and it sure would be dandy if we let him make a scene. So don't you linger, here's a ring for your finger, if it did a humdinger. Come along and let the wedding shine, bring happy times for Mandy and me. There will be some jubilation for the happy pair. Yes, the best in all creation. Joy is in the air. There'll be music at the station for to speed them on their way. There will be some celebration on their wedding day. Oh, what a wonderful day to give the parson his say. I'm feeling kind of nervous to hear the wedding service. Now we'll hear the wedding bells, soon we'll hear the baby yell. Gracious and Mrs. my dear, I had the ring never fear. What a fine ovation from all of our relations, the sister and brother, father and mother, and Mandy and me. Mandy, there's a minister handy, and it sure would be dandy if we let him make a scene. So don't you linger, here's a ring for your finger, if we did a humdinger. Come along and let the wedding shine, bring happy times